This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 999, Early versus Traditional Retirement, by Darrow Kirkpatrick of CanIRetireYet.com. And I'm Dan, I'm your host, and welcome to another edition of Optimal Finance Daily. We're just one away from episode 1000 now, if you can believe it. This is, of course, where I read to you every single day from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. And before we get to today's post, I want to thank Fundrise for their continued support. Fundrise enables you to instantly access high-quality, high-potential private market real estate projects, from high-rises in D.C. to multifamily apartments in L.A. And each real estate project is carefully vetted and actively managed by Fundrise's team of real estate pros. Fundrise is the future of real estate investing. Visit fundrise.com/OFD, that's fundrise.com/OFD, to have your first 3 months of fees waived. For now, let's get right to the post as we start optimizing your life. Early versus Traditional Retirement, by Darrow Kirkpatrick of CanIRetireYet.com. Retirement is a slippery concept. Yes, that R word is commonly used, and that's why I chose it for this blog. But it can describe radically different situations. A 20-something internet tycoon, an extremely frugal 30-something software engineer, a 40-something ex-military officer on a pension, a 50-something who achieved financial independence with prudent investing, or a 60-something on Social Security. They might all be considered retired. The conventional definition of retirement is to stop working, to withdraw from one's occupation. But when I use the word retirement, especially early retirement, in your 50s or earlier, what I really mean is a level of financial independence that allows foregoing the security of a full-time job. That means having the freedom to live life at your own speed, being creative and productive on your own terms. And for many of us, that will still lead to something that looks, at least occasionally, like work. In my experience, there are two distinct classes of retirement: early retirement and traditional retirement. There is no official definition, but the following relevant factors might help clarify what I mean by those terms and where you fit into the picture. Early retirement would be this: age being in your 50s or younger, length of 40-plus years, no pension, purchased health insurance, and could work. Traditional retirement would be age 60-plus, length of 20 to 30 years, pension, Medicare or benefit health insurance, and could not work. Of these factors, one stands out as a fundamental dividing line with critical implications for the retirement question. Are you willing and able to return to some enjoyable part-time work if needed? That option can substitute for a great deal of savings, and it can prevent a great deal of anxiety over certain scenarios that could lead to running out of money in retirement. To be frank, given the uncertainties around modern retirement, it's probably irresponsible to leave a secure, good-paying career for early retirement unless you also have the option to return to work if things don't go well. Unless you've saved a great deal of money, the range of possible investment returns, inflation rates, and healthcare costs over the long time spans involved in early retirement introduce unknowable variables into most retirement equations. The ability and desire to work in some capacity is a hallmark of early retirees. However, it might not even be an option for traditional retirees. So where exactly is that fundamental dividing line for you? Personally, I see my 60s as a point where I would in no way want to be forced to return to work. Before that, though, I'm willing to work if certain dire economic scenarios were to take shape. It would not be a catastrophe in my life and could even be fun and rewarding. In fact, I'm working on my blog and books right now. I might have withdrawn from my original career, but I'm not at all withdrawn from the productive world. However, I do this work on my own terms, at my own speed, with financial considerations taking a back seat to quality of life. There is another important distinction between early and traditional retirement. The older you are, the shorter your retirement, the more predictable your retirement planning can be. A 20-year traditional retirement is a very different animal from a 40-plus year early retirement. Anyone who has spent much time with a retirement calculator can attest. Scenario results begin to diverge dramatically as the decades add on. The need to predict the future accurately, always a questionable pursuit, multiplies as the years in retirement increase. Because of the decades-long time spans involved and the unknowability of future events, a key component of any retirement, in my opinion, is having a backup plan. The essence of such a backup plan is having the ability to either cut your expenses or raise your income, possibly significantly, if required. Early retirees especially need such a plan and usually have more flexibility to create one. But even traditional retirees have options available, particularly on the income side of the equation. Some of the most common ones for those traditional retirees include annuitizing assets to create a higher income stream with diminished ability to leave a legacy, or taking out a reverse mortgage to generate lifetime income from home equity, again, reducing value that might be left to heirs. Both mechanisms can, to an extent, bail traditional retirees out of unforeseen circumstances. Early retirees, on the other hand, may be less able to take advantage of annuitizing because of unfavorable or unknown real yields over long time spans, or of reverse mortgages because of age requirements. However, they are more likely to have the flexibility to implement a backup plan on the expense side of the equation, dramatically cutting living expenses in one or more categories, for example. Younger retirees are more likely to be spending on extensive travel or other recreation that could be pared back, and they are more likely to have options from moving to a cheaper region or into a downsized home that could substantially cut their cost of living. However, in many cases, those early retirees would be better served or might simply prefer to return to work. Working would likely impact their preferred lifestyle less than other options. So work, at least part-time, serves as the preferred backup plan for many early retirees. If the ability to work is the critical dividing line for early retirement, then you must realistically consider at least two factors before taking the plunge into retirement. 1, how marketable will your skills be in the future economy? And 2, how plentiful will such jobs be at precisely the time you are likely to need to shore up your retirement finances, probably during a major and extended recession? Given those questions, early retirees, who hope to enjoy living for many more decades, need to guard their personal productivity more carefully than traditional retirees. If you're a younger retiree, you should maintain your professional contacts or develop new ones. You should stay informed about advancements in your chosen field, or develop experience in another area that interests you. And you should always be on the lookout for easy and fun ways to be of service or produce value for others. Because in my experience, if you are a competent and informed early retiree who enjoys helping others, you will never want for ways to produce income if necessary. The traditional retiree, of which there will be fewer and fewer in the future, does not usually need to be concerned with such matters. You just listened to the post titled Early versus Traditional Retirement by Darrow Kirkpatrick of CanIRetireYet.com. And speaking of investing, thank you so much to Fundrise for their support. Come by fundrise.com/OFD to have your first 3 months free. It's a tool mentioned across many of the blogs that I narrate here for good reason. Private market real estate has historically provided excellent ongoing cash flow, even as it supports long-term growth. Private market assets like these are a strategy for diversifying beyond public market investments and even other kinds of real estate, like publicly traded REITs. And Fundrise is the future of real estate investing. The platform's innovations power an investor-first model by eliminating the bloated costs and middlemen that have traditionally weighed down real estate investing, saving investors time and money. Unparalleled transparency and real-time reporting let you see how the development of specific properties impact your overall portfolio. Check it out. Visit fundrise.com/OFD. That's fundrise.com/OFD to have your first 3 months of fees waived. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'm going to see you back here tomorrow for episode 1000. That's where your optimal life awaits.